To begin today's video, we actually pick up in the year 3030. Now, of course, that means we're far into the future, but right now we pick up at the Baxter building in the year 3030. And right now we're seeing some group of men getting ready to commence time travel, to go back in time to a certain point in the main Marvel Universe timeline. Now, with that being said, we do come to find out that time traveling is basically illegal. And the reason why I say that is because we do have a group of soldiers or guards just trying to break into the room that our two mysterious characters are using right now to commence their time travel. Now, we do come to find out who is the leader of the guards, which is Franklin Richards, which tells us that Franklin Richards is so powerful that apparently he did not die over the years, that he went to live on all the way into the year 3030. But with that being said, when he walks into the room, he tells us who is trying to time travel, and apparently there is a future version of Rhodey. Now, of course, that name should sound very familiar because Rhodey is the name of James Rhodes, a close friend of Tony Stark, who's also known as War Machine. And now the question is that the same Rhodey in the year 3030, or is it someone else with the same name like the past Rhodey? But either way though, this Rhodey is using an Iron Man suit right now to go back in time. And you have Franklin Richards ask this Rhodey, are you sure you know what you're doing? Do you know the rules? And that right there is very important. Do you know the rules? And this Rhodey says there are no rules at all. And that is the moment you have this Rhodey in an Iron Man suit being able to actually time travel back in time. And the question is though, what point in time did this Rhodey Iron Man go into? Now, getting back into the present day, this book technically picks up right after the ending of Infinity. Of course, we all know that was the big Marvel event that Johnathan Hickman wrote when it came to the Builders, Thanos invading the Earth, and also the son of Thanos, Thane. But with everything going down in that event right there, basically the Avengers deserve some downtime. And so right now we are seeing the Avengers just having a good old party, having a cookout, having a good old time. I do want to mention one thing is Thor and Hulk making different kinds of pie. And some of these pies are very concerning, like mead pie, beer pie. And I'm kind of like, why in the world would you make beer pie? Like, that right there doesn't sound good at all. But either way though, this is the Avengers just having a good time, having some downtime, trying to relax after dealing with everything in Infinity event. Now, of course, that is the moment you have Falcon as Captain Marvel. Where in the world is Captain America and Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, at? And she just says they're always working. And the reason why Captain Marvel say that is because we pick up with Tony Stark and Captain America right now looking over the Avengers World program. Now, this was a program that Tony Stark had made basically as a way to help out Captain America, who is technically the leader of the Avengers, because with the world having so many different problems, they need more Avengers. But at the same time, they want to make sure they send the right Avengers to the right situations that could be handled by those right Avengers. And so with that being said, you have Steve Rogers getting concerned for some members of the team like Wolverine and Spider-Man. But of course, this is Tony Stark telling him, listen, you're acting very strange. This machine was made to help you. Do not try to think too hard. Let the machine do all the work, because that's the thing. The machine was made to help you figure out where to place each Avenger at. Who is the core members? Who could be some extended members? Let this system help you out. Now for Steve Rogers, he kind of sees that Tony Stark is hiding something. And Tony Stark is hiding something. And we all know what that is. That is the Illuminati. Of course, the Illuminati knows what is coming, the incursions, but they have not told anyone else outside their group. But of course, it's just Tony Stark telling Steve Rogers, I'm just getting ready for what to come down the road. Now, right after that moment right there, that is the moment we see the arrival of the future Iron Man. Now, of course, this Iron Man did appear, and we do know that his name is Rhodey. We have no idea if this is the grandson of Rhodey or someone just using the name, but of course, they are using an Iron Man suit right now, but from the future. Now, with his arrival, he does ask all of the Avengers there at the party, what time is it? What is the date? What's happening right now, this current moment in time? He's just trying to get an idea how far back in time did he travel. Now, when he sees Iron Man, he kind of does freak out a tad bit, but he was able to shut down Tony Stark's armor very easily. Now, when he did that, you did have Tony Stark realize if this man is from the future, something is going to happen very soon, because he is asking a lot of questions about what is the current date and time and all that different stuff. And of course, he says, listen, if I came at this point right now in time, there is still time to save your world. And it's kind of like what is happening or about to happen very soon that could cause the end of the earth. And that is the moment you have the future Iron Man basically tell all of the Avengers what is coming towards the Earth, which is a rogue planet. Now, a rogue planet is when basically a planet leaves its orbit around the sun and begins to travel across the universe. Now, that is very huge to say, but the question is though, how is that even possible? Because something or someone really powerful has to push that planet away from its sun to begin its path to travel across the universe, especially to aim it right towards the Earth. Now, with that being said, you have all of the Avengers right now trying to think, how in the world is that even possible? And when did this person or thing did that? Because it had to happen a long time ago to basically be able to travel across the universe at this point of time. But that is the moment you have Bruce Banner realize that maybe no one from the past had actually sent the rogue planet, but possibly someone from the future actually did it. And so right now it's kind of like, did this future Iron Man come back in time to just basically save their butts or save his butt because he was the one who sent that rogue planet right towards the Earth? Now, the Avengers do have some time to prepare themselves to actually stop that rogue planet from crashing into the Earth. Matter of fact, by the time we pick up with them weeks later, they were able to create some kind of defense system to protect themselves from this rogue planet. Now, with that being said, you do have Tony Stark realize that this future Iron Man has never told anyone who he is or what time he is from. On top of that, when Tony Stark goes to confront this mysterious Iron Man, well, that is the moment we see that apparently he is adding something to the defense system that the Avengers had made. And you have Tony Stark wondering what in the world is he hiding, or what in the world is he putting inside their machine that could possibly protect the Earth from this rogue planet. Because right now, the Avengers and Tony Stark do not trust this future Iron Man at all. But then we jump forward in time to the point where we see that the rogue planet is about to crash into the Earth. Now, this is huge because you would think that the Avengers possibly have a plan to actually destroy this rogue planet, or possibly have a plan to, I don't know, push the Earth out of the way. But of course, they don't do those things at all. Now, you would also think that because we have been covering Johnathan Hickman videos the last couple weeks, that the Illuminati might have used or might use one of their bombs that could technically wipe out an entire planet so easily. But the problem is though, let's not forget what happened back in Infinity. Those bombs were technically used to kill off Supergiant on a different planet. And so with that being said, the Illuminati right now do not have those bombs to actually use to help them out. And that right there is very huge to say. But either way, that is the moment we kind of find out that their machine actually combines, or not actually combines, but it puts the Earth and this rogue planet to occupy the same space in the universe at the same time, meaning that technically the two Earths have combined into one, but in reality they have not. They're just occupying the same space in the universe. And so that is how they were able to save the Earth from this rogue planet. Now, that is the moment you actually have the future Iron Man tell Tony Stark who she is. Yes, I said she, because she is actually the granddaughter of Tony Stark. Now, with that being said, we have no idea what the family tree is. The only thing we do know that she is the granddaughter of Tony Stark from the future to help out Tony Stark. And the reason why, because she says in her timeline, the Avengers were able to get rid of that rogue planet. But of course, it led to many problems down the road. What she did this time was, when she was earlier messing with Tony Stark's machine, she was actually adding in a piece that gave the Avengers the ability to use the rogue planet as a power source, meaning that the Earth right now has a huge power source to use to power up everything on the Earth for a good period of time. But that right there is also not really important. Well, it is for down the road, but what she says is even more important before she leaves. She tells Tony Stark that sooner or later, everyone he knows will end up trying to kill him, meaning that possibly the Illuminati's secrets could get out, and that could lead to all of the Avengers trying to kill the Illuminati. But at this point, we have no idea. But with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video. Later, guys.